The philosophy of minimalism, freeing up space for what matters. The philosophy of minimalism is often misunderstood, reduced to a simple aesthetic of bare walls and sparse interiors. But to view it merely as a style of decoration is to miss its profound depth and transformative potential. At its heart, minimalism is a deliberate and conscious practice of eliminating the superfluous, a purposeful stripping away of distraction to create space for what is truly essential. It is not a narrative of deprivation or austerity, but rather one of intention and focus. It is the tool we use to carve out a life that is aligned with our deepest values, rather than one dictated by societal pressures or consumerist impulses. Think of it as the art of subtraction that results in a richer, more meaningful sum total of existence. This journey often begins with a growing sense of unease, a feeling of being overwhelmed by the very things that were supposed to bring comfort and happiness. We live in a world engineered for accumulation. From a young age, we are conditioned to believe that success and happiness are directly correlated with the quantity of our possessions, the busyness of our schedules, and the breadth of our social networks. Advertisements relentlessly whisper that the next purchase will be the one to finally fill the void. This paradigm creates a life of chronic overload, a state where we are constantly managing excess rather than enjoying essence. The physical clutter in our homes is the most visible manifestation of this problem. Our wardrobes are packed with clothes we never wear, our kitchens are filled with gadgets used only once, and our shelves are lined with trinkets that have long lost their meaning. But this is merely the tip of the iceberg. Beneath the surface of physical possessions lies a more insidious layer of clutter. The congestion of our time and the pollution of our attention. Our calendars become a source of anxiety, filled with back-to-back commitments, many of which we accepted out of obligation or a vague fear of missing out. We say yes to everything and everyone, leaving no room for rest, reflection, or deep, focused work. Simultaneously, our minds are besieged by a relentless torrent of digital information. Endless social media feeds, dozens of unread email newsletters, pinging notifications, and the 24-hour news cycle all compete for a slice of our cognitive bandwidth. This constant state of distraction fragments our focus and leaves us feeling mentally exhausted. The cost of this excess is not trivial. It is paid for with our most precious and non-renewable resources. Our time, our attention, and our mental energy. Every unused item requires maintenance, every unimportant commitment consumes hours, and every bit of digital noise depletes our capacity for deep thought. The practice of minimalism offers a powerful and practical response to this state of overwhelm, and it often starts with the most tangible element: our physical surroundings. Engaging with our possessions is the first, most accessible step toward reclaiming control. This process, however, is not about creating a sterile, empty space or living with an arbitrary number of items. It is about curating an environment where every object serves a purpose or sparks genuine joy. It is the move from being a passive collector of things to an active curator of your personal space. This involves a rigorous and honest audit of what you own. Powerful questions become your guiding tools. Do I use this regularly? Does this item add value to my life? Do I truly love it, or am I keeping it out of guilt or habit? Methods like the one-in, one-out rule help maintain this new standard, ensuring that for every new item that enters your life, a comparable one leaves, preventing the slow creep of clutter. The result of this physical decluttering is not emptiness, but rather a profound sense of calm and order. A space where everything has a home is inherently easier to maintain and visually restful. It transforms your home from a storage unit into a sanctuary, a place that supports your well-being rather than draining your energy. Once the foundation of a decluttered physical space is laid, the philosophy naturally expands to address the more abstract, yet equally critical, domains of time and digital consumption. This is where minimalism evolves from a practice of organization to a practice of prioritization. Just as a cluttered room scatters your focus, a cluttered schedule and a noisy digital life fragment your time and attention. The first step here is to conduct a ruthless audit of how you spend your days. Tracking your time for a week can be an eye-opening experience, revealing how many hours are lost to mindless scrolling, trivial tasks, or unfulfilling obligations. With this clarity, you can begin to practice the art of the intentional no. This involves defining your core values and top priorities, perhaps they are family, health, creative work, or community, and then evaluating every new request or opportunity through that lens. If an activity does not align with your stated priorities, it becomes much easier to decline gracefully. This is not about being unhelpful, but about being respectful of your own finite time and energy. In the digital realm, minimalism translates to a conscious detox. It means taking active control of your digital landscape. This can involve unsubscribing from all but the most essential email newsletters, muting or leaving online groups that no longer serve you, and turning off nearly all non-critical notifications on your devices. It means designating specific, limited times for checking social media and email, rather than allowing them to be a constant background hum. Many find it liberating to delete the most time-sucking applications from their phones, accessing them only through a browser when necessary. The goal of this digital decluttering is to break the cycle of reactive attention and reclaim your cognitive space. It creates room for deep work, immersive reading, and genuine connection, both with others and with your own thoughts. The most profound and lasting impact of minimalism, however, is often felt on an internal level, reshaping our relationship with money and our own mental landscape. This is where the philosophy matures from a set of practices into a true mindset. Financial minimalism is a natural outgrowth of this journey. As you stop buying unnecessary things, your relationship with money undergoes a fundamental shift. You begin to see it not as a means to acquire more stuff, but as a tool to build freedom and security. The question changes from "can I afford this?" to "will this purchase genuinely enhance my life, or will it simply become another item to manage?" This perspective encourages saving and investing in experiences, like travel, education, or time with loved ones, over the transient thrill of material acquisition. The ultimate luxury, you discover, is not a more expensive car, but the financial resilience to work on your own terms and the peace of mind that comes with it. Finally, minimalism fosters mental and emotional clarity. By systematically removing the external distractions, you quiet the internal noise. Practices like journaling and meditation become more accessible and effective, helping you to identify and release ingrained patterns of anxiety, worry, and negative self-talk. A consistent practice of gratitude, where you consciously focus on what you already have, becomes a powerful antidote to the consumerist craving for more. This internal decluttering also gives you the courage and clarity to assess your relationships and habits. You become better equipped to identify and distance yourself from toxic dynamics that drain your emotional energy, and to let go of habits that no longer serve your well-being. Minimalism, in its fullest expression, is not just about having fewer things. It is about being more present, more focused, and more aligned with your authentic self. It is the ongoing process of clearing away the debris, so you can finally see and nurture the masterpiece that was there all along.